We're sitting today with Odette Bahati, who has just presented at our International Women's Day Assembly. Thank you so much, Odette, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
For people who maybe didn't watch our assembly this morning, could you briefly talk about your message today?
Okay. My message today was I shared a little bit of my story and how I lived in Uganda for 11 years as a refugee and how we went through the war as when I was 6 years old. And I just wanted to remind women, girls, how strong we are. And it doesn't matter if you're going through adversity or the hardship. We're naturally strong, and we have to keep reminding ourselves how strong and brave and bold we are.
You've done a lot of work through your
Yes.
music.
Yes.
And also speaking and activism.
Yes.
Now, what's your main message? What's the one thing you want people to know when you
My
confront with
main
them?
message that I like to, which I say I live fearlessly. I like to talk about being fearless, because all my life I have had to learn to be fearless, because all these opportunities that come to me, or how to speak or how to sing, I had to learn to not let fear drive me. Or when sometimes people say girls cannot do this, but the more I understand that people want to instill these fears on women and girls, I don't want people to have those kind of fears. So my message is mostly for girls and women to be strong and to be fearless. So I like people to know me, that somebody talks about fearlessness and being passionate, and yes.
Here in a school setting, what would you say is the first thing, say, a young girl can do to start making change in her life and help changing the world around her?
I think what every girl can do mostly in schools is to speak up. What are the issues that you think they need change? What are what's going on around you, or in the government? What are the laws that you think they're unfair, or they're fair to the women, or it's gender it's not equal equality for women? What do you think needs to change? And I think the more girls learn to speak up about these issues, the better and the more change we're gonna have in our lives and in the world. Because I believe girls, we can change the world, and the only way we can do it is by speaking up.
What do you personally think is the biggest challenge that stands in the way of starting to make that really big change?
The biggest challenge is, I think it's fear, and I think there's so many stereotypes, mostly being a girl. You know, they tell you you cannot do certain things because you're a girl. That's the biggest obstacle that I face myself, and yeah, I think yeah. So like, I don't know, but I think the biggest one really, it's being a girl. Only that you won't do most of the things, fear, you know, and I think that's one of the most amazing things that I can think of right now.
Thank you so much for
Thank you so
spending
much.
time and talking to me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Where can people find out more about you and your group?
More about me and my group. We are called the Bahatis, and it's spelled THEBAHATI and double Z. And you can find us anywhere on social media, on our Facebook. My Facebook, I can find me on www.thebahatis.com. And I'll be glad to have these conversations about human rights, about girls, about we taking the world, because girls, we are the ones taking the world, and I need every girl to know that, to take part into that change, into that movement that's happening right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.